Welcome to the Piece of Me podcast. This is your space for all things peace, positivity, and finding balance to live your best life. Life gets busy, and at times it's messy. I'm here to help you clean things up and put peace back in its place. I'll share tips, ideas, interviews, mindset shifts, and fresh perspectives to help you along the way. Hi friends, it's Lexy Leigh. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not new, then welcome back and thanks for coming back to the podcast. I am so glad that you're here, and you might be a little surprised to hear me popping on the podcast here in the maybe later part of summer, as I did say I was taking a bit of a break. Now I am, but I thought I would just pop on here for a couple of minutes to give you maybe a little hack that you might not be doing that's very simple. It will cost you nothing, but it will help you stay positive during negative times. So I wanted to share this because I recently had read an article about summer depression. And, you think about the winter blues. Now, depending on where you listen to the podcast, you might be in a different season than right now. Whereas in the States, it is summer. So we have our warmer weather, the sun is out, the days are longer, etc. But in the winter, we're very familiar with something called seasonal depression, that the days are shorter, it gets darker sooner, it's much colder, and it's just a time that we tend to stay inside. We don't get outside. We're not getting fresh air. We're not getting the sunshine on our skin. And it does affect us. It affects our mood. It affects how we feel. Now, all that said, there is something called summer depression. There's a lot of pressures that can come with summer. So, for example, summer is a time that people tend to maybe enjoy a pool or a boat or go on vacation. Well, if money might be tight in your household, you might feel like you're missing out because you are not able to do those types of activities because it's too much of a financial stress on your family. Another idea or thought that the article had brought up is that when it comes to summer, you see a lot of people sharing on social media the most epic things, the epic day, they're all living their best lives, all this stuff. And if you are just kind of enjoying your relaxing days or just enjoying whatever it is that you're doing with your family or by yourself or with your friends, but you're not feeling like you're having the most outrageous days like what you see on social media, it can make you feel like something is wrong with you, or that why am I not feeling what they're feeling? So there's a lot that can go with summer depression. It sounds like there's a lot of research that's left on trying to figure out what sparks this. Now, it looks like there's a smaller percentage of people who actually experience summer depression, but it is a real thing. So even though summer can be a time where a lot of us look forward to this, there are people who don't look forward to this because with the summer, it brings a different kind of stress. So all of that said, that's a little bit separate than what I'm getting into, but I thought that the two were kind of combined in the sense that if you're not feeling like things are going the way you want them to, or you feel like you're in a negative headspace, I thought that this little hack might help you to really capture the positive in the negative times. All right, here's the idea. Now, you've heard me talking about journaling in the past. If you love journaling, you will absolutely love this idea. Or if you're not into journaling, that's fine too, because you don't have to journal this. But you do need to capture these positive things in some type of form of writing. Meaning this, you can put this list on your cell phone in the notes section, or you can write it out in a journal. So you can choose what works for you. But the whole idea is that you yourself see the words that you have chosen to write down. That these are positive reminders that you enjoy, that bring you happiness and keep you focused on the good things when things don't feel like they're going so well. All right, so all the things that I want you to capture are things that should not cost any money. So I'm going to give you a few examples of things to maybe think about what's happening in your life. What are some good things that are going well, or things that you enjoy, But just you want to capture the positive, and this is going to take some time. Now, depending on how long you've been feeling like you're in a kind of a negative rut or in a funk, it may take a little bit longer to do this deep dive and really dig up the positive stuff. But I'm going to give you a couple ideas rather. So this might help you kind of get going. All right. Let's say that you are working in a job. Was there maybe an unexpected break in your workday? Maybe you had a meeting that went from or was scheduled for an hour and it wound up only being 45 minutes or 30 minutes. So you got a little bit of time back to your day. Maybe you wound up spending your lunch hour with a coworker you haven't seen in a while and you had a great time catching up. Or maybe you had someone from work or even school when you had your lunch break or break between classes say, let's get outside and go for a walk and catch up. Just something that felt good. It could be something that, maybe you actually got a phone call that had positive news when you were expecting bad news. Maybe somebody offered to give you a hand with something and now you have help to get that project done. Maybe your child said something to you that was very sweet recently. Maybe an old friend texted you that they want to get together. Maybe you can sleep in this weekend and you're really looking forward to it. Maybe you will get outside to enjoy the great weather, whether it's summer or it's winter. Maybe your partner said thank you for something that you thought they didn't notice. Now, again, all of these things don't cost any money. But if you really start to dig down, you will realize that there are positive things that are happening. Now, once you have written them down, you want to really try to get, if you can, between 5 and 10 things captured in the notes section on your phone or in a journal. The more, the better. But start with at least 5 and really think about your day-to-day. What went well? What is going well right now? What may be going well tomorrow or in the next few days? What are those little positive things in your day-to-day routine that just are positive? Now, the whole idea of actually writing these things down is that it focuses you to take the energy that's a bit negative right now and capture the positive, and it really kind of mindset shifts your brain to focus on the good when it seems like you can't or you're not able to. So one part is you're kind of rewiring your brain to think positively. The second part of this exercise is so that when you are having a really bad day or really having a tough time thinking about the positive, because you might not always be able to come up with 5 things every day or 5 things every week, but is for you to be able to look back on previous entries, meaning an older note in your phone, or maybe in your journal a few pages back. You can then look to what things you captured then as reminders of what brings you enjoyment and what positive things you do have going on in your life. So it's kind of a 2-part to that. So it's rewiring your brain, but also if you need a little bit of a reminder or a little bit of a mood booster, look at what you've written before. And eventually, if you are a journaler, you will probably have pages and pages in a book to refer back to. But if this is new to you, that's fine too. You have to start somewhere. And by starting to add into those entries and adding these things in, it will be so much fun to look back when you need it or when you don't, to look back and see what reminders are there, what things bring you joy. And you might need to incorporate those things into your routine to keep yourself positive. So that is the hack. It is that simple, although sometimes the actual exercise might not seem simple, but I hope that this is helpful, and I hope that you are finding ways to relax, find the peace, find the enjoyment, and hopefully you are feeling a bit recharged. If you're not, that's okay too. It does happen. But if you need that reminder of what's positive during negative times, try this exercise. Really give it a shot. I actually do it quite often. I will do it even when I'm journaling myself and I'm pouring all the negative stuff out. I always end my entries with what's positive, even for the week or even for the day, things I'm looking forward to or things that have happened. All right, my friends, that is it for this one. I hope you are doing well. And as always, I will talk to you in the next episode. I've created this space to help you live your best life. If you want to help support the podcast in return, I'd be forever grateful of your support. Please give this show a review on iTunes or share an episode with a friend. You can also join me at peaceofmepodcast.com. That's peaceofmepodcast.com. And stay connected.